People of Earth, we come in peace.
Welcome to this neighborhood, neighbor.
I am the Martian ambassador.
Des Moines and all of central Iowa, welcome to Mac's World Live. Mac's World is your world. Every day we talk about the issues and topics that matter most to you. And as always, it's your voice we want to hear in Mac's World. So join the conversation by calling 515-244-0077. And now, here's the host of Mac's World Live, J. Michael McCoy.
I know. I'm doing something on Facebook. 6 minutes after 4 o'clock on the third day of the third month of the year of 2016. Quick, Frank, what's the date?
Today is the third, the fourth?
Third day of the third month.
Third month, third day.
So what is it?
3/3/16.
What month?
March.
Okay, good.
March Madness.
All right. We have a wonderful guest, cast of characters today. Of course, Ryan is producing. You can tell that because the show is flawless. Frank was producing Tuesday. It
was flawless. It was. He's telling fibs out of school.
No, twice, Bob.
Yeah.
Twice you forgot to turn Bob's mic on.
Oh, he's got a good memory. Man.
See? Well, I count Frank's mistakes.
See, that's all he counts.
So Bob Monster at the Cat in the Hat watching the chat and also the Service Legends Truth Text Talk line at 515-809-0993. Frank is here, the verse. We've missed you, Frank.
I can tell.
Will you be here tomorrow? You can take the day off if you need to.
I can. Yes.
You'll be here?
No, I think I might take the day off.
Spencer Karoff is coming.
Yeah, I might call in.
Okay. Oh, no. I don't like that.
Well, see, if I call in, you always treat your callers with more respect.
That's true, I do.
So
that's true, I do.
If I call and I want to say something, then I get treated better.
That's true, I do. I always treat my guests better. And my special guest today is Jeb Eishide. And Jeb is a senior at Grandview College. He's in the broadcasting program there, and he's an intern. Well, he wants to be an intern. I guess I keep saying you're the intern without even asking if you want to do that. So I've given you responsibility that you didn't agree to. But ask Frank and Bob. It happens all the time. Anyway, and he's a wonderful addition to the show, so you might hear a voice that you're not used to hearing, and let's hear your voice so they know who you are.
I'm Jeb, and I'm filling in for Chris, who's out getting his pizza right now to stay fit.
That's right.
Mac.
Because the fitness thing is over. All February, he went through this fitness thing, and now he's trying to eat his weight in pizza.
Well, didn't they have the bulk up period before you went on that? Maybe this is just a continuing of the bulk up period.
The bulk up period. What were you going to say?
I mean, do you think that pizza might have some potentially healthy qualities?
No.
Okay.
No, I had a pizza place once. It has no healthy qualities.
Oh, it's got cheese. Cheese is good for you. And it's got tomatoes.
Yes,
tomato sauce.
If you think pizza sauce is made out of anything of quality, if it's not, I'm serious now. I'm telling you how the sausage is made. If you buy canned tomato sauce or pizza sauce, it is garbage. It is cheese. I'm sorry. It is tons of salt, tons of sugar, and most of that red is food coloring.
But
I'm just telling you.
They say the tomato is such a perfect fruit in design that the benefits of it, even with all the preservatives in it, outweigh the negatives.
I thought a tomato was a
fruit.
Vegetable.
Frank's got a point.
It's a fruit?
It's a fruit.
It's debated, but yes, a fruit.
It's a fruit.
Yes.
I think you're a fruit, Frank.
Okay.
All right, do we have any texts? You had one.
I do. I did get one. That's true.
From Chris Roloff.
Well, it doesn't say that, but I recognize
the
his number.
Yeah. It says he loves blue cheese on his pizza.
I love blue cheese.
On his pizza.
And
yeah.
I said, do they put it on pizza? And he said, they can, but I prefer it as a dip.
As a dip. All right. 515-240-0.
No, there you went. 244.
What did I say?
You keep saying 240.
Ooh.
3 or 4 times last week he said it.
Really?
And this week.
515-244-0077. That's the number you can call in. It is your voice we'd like to hear. Do you think that Mitt Romney's speech, 17-minute speech today, rebuking, let me say it again, rebuking Donald Trump like, boy, he never rebuked Obama like that. If he would have rebuked Obama like that, he might have been president.
Yeah.
But he thinks that, let me give you some quote, his domestic policies would lead to recession. He said his foreign policies would make America and the world less safe. He has neither the temperament nor judgment to be president. Then John McCain came in and said, I agree with stupid. No, not really. But he said, I agree with Mitt Romney. Trump, answering Romney's critique at an afternoon rally in Maine, called Romney a failed candidate and mocked him for his politically damaging 2012 comments about the 47% of Americans who do not pay taxes, and for fumbling his final debate with Mr. Obama. He described Mr. Romney as having debased himself to secure a Trump endorsement in that election.
One of the biggest criticisms of Romney during the last campaign was that he didn't take it to Obama in the last two debates,
Right.
and especially on Benghazi. Well, yes, but it bears repeating that he played nice, and you can't play nice with Democrats. As Rush Limbaugh says, you beat Democrats. You don't compromise with them. You don't you don't play nice with them.
You beat them like a sealed puppy.
You reach across the aisle, they break your arm. You step across the aisle, they break your leg. You stick your face across the aisle, they punch you in the face. That's how Democrats play with Republicans. We don't want to play like that anymore. We want to beat them.
Jeb?
The criticism of Trump to Romney was that he should have beat Obama. I don't know if that's true or not, but Obama was a strong candidate at the time, and potentially could still be. Would Romney have beat him if he would have taken it to him?
Would Romney have beaten Obama? No, because Obama was unbeatable. Obama was, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. He was a black man. He was good looking. He was well spoken. He had a pretty wife, a darling family, and he was the America was ready to elect the first black president. Although, actually, do you know legally he's white? Because when you have a black and white parent, one black and one white, you are always considered the race of the female, of the mother. Go ahead.
Mac, can Trump beat Obama?
He's not running against him.
He's not running against him, could he?
Could he? If he was running for his second term?
A third term.
Or a third.
I don't know. This country is so stupid over Obama. I don't know. I really, you said, I talked to Tom Henderson the other day. He was on the radio. He was head of the Polk County Democrats. He just thinks Obama walks on water. I just think anybody's afraid to say anything bad about it.
Here is the caveat in this. Reportedly, as many as 6 to 8 million Christian conservatives sat home, refusing to vote. Now, they can't say it was precisely because Romney was a Mormon, but why did 6 to 8 million people who voted the previous election that they can track refuse to vote the next election? If those voters would have came out, Romney clearly won the independents and moderates against Obama. So had that 6 to 8 million Christians showed up and pulled the lever like I did, we'd have Romney as president.
Go ahead, Jeb. You got.
That's a good point. I think, looking at Trump and looking at what Romney was not able to do, what about it makes you think that Trump can pull in these conservatives and in these Christians, like you said?
Well, for one, he's splitting Ted Cruz's supposed base almost exactly in half. Statistically, 73% of the South Carolina voters were "quote-unquote" Christian conservatives. He split those down the center with Cruz. Cruz was supposed to wipe up on Super Tuesday in the southern states, and he didn't do it because Trump took Christian conservative votes from him. So there's Christians voting for him. Now, we have some pastors, one who was on yesterday, who was questioning Christians' street cred if they vote for Trump or vote for somebody like Trump. But nonetheless, professed Christians are voting for Trump.
Yeah, it is true. It is. You know how I kind of told you that I think the country was just mesmerized by Obama, almost hypnotized by Obama. I think the country's the same way over Trump. I mean, I think God is upstairs laughing because we were just so terrible, disappointed in Obama and what a joke he is. And now the Republicans are going to elect a joke.
I'm sure God was, saying to himself, boy, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, right. No, I don't think so. No, God's a Calvinist. He knows everything that's coming. All right, let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live in Max World. Who's this?
Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Great.
Now, turn down your radio, okay?
Okay.
All right. What do you got to say, Lisa?
I think that nobody really cares what Romney says because, they shouldn't, because he lost. And if he had a winning strategy, I'm not saying Trump's the end-all, be-all at all, but if he had a winning strategy, perhaps he would have won. So why does he feel the need to weigh in?
Well, and that's a good question. Why do you think he feels the need to weigh in?
I agree, Lisa.
I think he wants to stay relevant for some reason.
Okay. Now, Jeb, you kind of insinuated a little bit ago that maybe this was the establishment putting Mitt Romney out there as their spokesperson.
Like you were saying, Mac, this could possibly...
It didn't work last time.
Pardon me?
I'm sorry. The establishment's putting him out as their spokesperson, but it didn't work last time,
No.
so why would they do that again?
No, well, I agree. Go ahead, Jeb.
As you were saying, Mac, this could be a move by the establishment. And as you were saying, maybe they don't want Rubio being the man that attacks Trump. Maybe that will take votes away from Rubio. But he's been doing it recently, and it's been helping him, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it has. I agree. Now, Lisa, are you a Trump fan?
No.
No. Who did you caucus for?
I'd rather not say.
Okay, that's fine. That's cool. Listen, Lisa, thank you very much for listening. I appreciate your voice in Max World, and you feel free to call in anytime, okay?
You bet. Have a great day.
You bet. Thank you. God bless.
Bye.
244-0077. It's your voice. Do you agree with Lisa? Does Mitt Romney have any credibility in this comment? We're coming back live on The Truth.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
Hey everybody, I brought Northern Lights Pizza! And it's got Graziano sausage!
Rockton Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for their opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens. Rock on. This is Pat McManus for Rockton Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast 1 Live.
Good question. 4:21 in the afternoon, 3/3, March 3rd, here on Max World, live on the radio. If you are a new listener, maybe just today, you went over to 98.3 to listen to some good conservative talk, and you didn't hear any, because they play music now. So you push the scan button, and the next station on the dial is 99.3.
Could you use that term a little loosely?
What?
Music.
And you hear my voice, and you go, oh, deja vu. This is Max World. Where's Bradshaw? Well, I have a Bradshaw. His name is Frank. He lives with his mother, too. And he's just not a liberal. He's the other way, so tragically pathetic. He's so conservative. He could pick up a quarter. Oh, I can't say that. Okay, so anyway, I've got Frank here. Bob Monster at the Cat in the Hat watching the chat, and also the Service Legends Truth Text Talk line at 515-809-0993. Ryan's producing, and our special guest today is Jeb Eichscheid. And Jeb might get an opportunity. If we're lucky, he'll accept an opportunity to intern here at the radio station and at Webcast 1. He's interviewing me. Can you imagine this? So this guy calls me up and says, hey, you met my mom and dad one day at church, and I'm a broadcasting student over at Grandview. I'd like to come in and talk about an internship. So I figured this guy was going to walk in, and I could interview him, and I could find out whether he was good enough. He starts interviewing me, and then he starts interviewing Frank, and then he starts interviewing Chris. He hasn't interviewed you yet, has he, Bob?
No, not yet.
Your day's coming.
Bob's coming next.
Bob's coming next.
But Mac.
Yes.
Here at 99.3, we're going to find out the truth. And like I said, I'm coming here to interview you guys.
Yeah?
You guys have told me the truth, and I want to hear more of it.
Okay. We'll tell you more. Frank is a sissy. I'm sorry, Frank, go ahead.
Well, to get back to the question from the last segment about what would happen at the convention, that they would trot in a Paul Ryan or a Mitt Romney to try to be the alternative to Donald Trump. So in essence, steal the election away from Trump. So that would be Romney's vested interest potentially in surfacing at this point, because he did flirt with a candidacy this go around in 2016.
Well, and I don't think I'm telling secrets here, but a lot of people may not know this, but I don't think it's a secret. I wouldn't tell a secret on the radio if I didn't think I had permission. His wife, Ann, has multiple sclerosis, yes, and she's not doing very well. And I think that decision determines whether he's in politics right now or not. I would find it hard to believe that he could be coerced, bought, excited, invited, whatever term you want to use, to step up and run for president again. At this time, his family needs him at home. If you've ever known anybody with MS, they live a very long time, but the middle to last years, not the last years, the middle to last years are horrible. They're just horrible.
Then on the opposite,
I had a godmother who had MS, and I knew her from the age I was probably 30, or I mean, she was probably 30, 35, and that poor woman, it's a sad disease. Not that every disease isn't sad, but this is really a bad one because it doesn't shorten your life. Yeah. It just absolutely steals the quality.
Neurological downhill.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Frank.
On the other side of the aisle, you have the Democrats, and this has been speculated by Tom Coates and myself, and that the idea would be Ed Klein is a writer for the New York Times, or X something for the New York Times. He wrote a book that says that Biden or that Obama is picking his own little quote mini-me to be his successor. Now, that certainly isn't Hillary Clinton. It's widely reported that they despise each other. The Clintons call Obama's amateurs, and the Obamas call Clinton's opportunists. So there is definite, contempt between those two. The idea would be that you would bring in old Uncle Joe, Crazy Joe Biden from the basement, who has laid low the whole time, and then he could put as VP on his ticket these couple of names: Valerie Jarrett, Elizabeth Warren, Susan Rice. That way he would get in his nominee as a VP. Then Biden could suddenly fall ill, decides he doesn't want to run a second term, he can't fulfill his term, and then you've got the VP stepping in who would be Obama's mini-me.
Well, and you'd have 8 more years of mini-me.
Well, yes.
At that point.
Absolutely.
Yes, Jeb.
Do you think Biden would even stand a relative chance against Trump? I don't think he has even the slightest.
I don't know. I don't know if the worst enemy of Donald Trump today are the Democrats. It might very well be the Republicans. I mean, you may see a bulldog coming out of our own camp to take down Donald Trump. And I got to think, with Trump polling what he's polling and winning as he's winning, I don't think the Republicans would dare run a third-party ticket, because I think they know they would split it. They would split it. And I don't think they're willing to lose to Hillary more than they're willing to have Trump as president. They'd rather have Trump as president.
They wouldn't run the third-party ticket. It would be Trump running the third-party ticket. They would have to run some Republican candidate.
But see, you're assuming that the establishment could somehow get the delegates that Trump has already won to switch to their party. See, I think Trump's the nominee no matter what.
Well, that's my opinion, but there has been wild, rampant speculation all over the map that the establishment is going to torpedo him any way they can, and I think Mitt Romney is the opening salvo.
Did you hear Mitt Romney's speech today? If you didn't, I'll give you a few things that he said, but I'd like to hear your thoughts. Do you believe that this is going to impact his candidacy in a negative way? I'd like to just ask the question, do you think it's going to impact his candidacy? But I think there's a lot of people out there that'll say, well, every time anybody else has thrown anything at Trump, it's helped him. And every time Trump has taken on a bully or taken on an opponent verbally, his polls have gone up. His numbers go up. They like it. Now, who's they? Frank's they. Right? You're they.
Well, yeah, I guess I could be they, but I have voted for Christian conservatives all my life. I voted Republican since 1976. So what I'm saying is, can Trump do any worse than let's remember that George Bush, who I voted for, gave me John Roberts. George Bush the first, who I voted for, gave me David Souter. So how could Donald Trump do any worse than those two guys with those two Supreme Court nominees?
Do you still have the comments by Mitt Romney about Donald Trump after he in 2012, Donald Trump finally endorsed Mitt Romney for president, did it in Las Vegas right before the Nevada caucuses, and in doing so, Mitt said some pretty nice things about Donald Trump. Now, I am not a person who holds someone to something they said 4 years ago, because if you hold me to something I said 4 years ago, time changes. Divorce is a perfect example of that. How can you stand before God and make a covenant that you're going to marry this person through sickness and health, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da-da, and then later on divorce them? Obviously, people change, and we change our opinions. So I'm not going to call Mitt Romney a flip-flopper or anything like that, but I am going to tell you that his words about Donald Trump were a lot different 4 years ago.
And Mitt didn't have to say all those things.
You mean 4 years ago?
Yes, I mean,
I'm not so sure about that.
He could have been nice, but he didn't have to fawn all over Trump.
Well, now how do you know Donald Trump doesn't say, "I'll endorse you if you read this about me"? Come on, it's Donald Trump. Seriously, dude, seriously. Well, that's something I would have done.
That would be the ego the size of Manhattan.
Right. And that's what I had before Jesus mugged me. Do you have them there?
No, I don't have it here. I mean, there's a lot that's here. I don't have that same article I had before.
But he basically... Go ahead.
Well, let me ask you this. You know, the Democrats have a way of eliminating Bernie superdelegates.
Right.
Will Trump and his reaction to, the establishment, will they make a future decision to have what the Democrats have? Superdelegates.
After this election?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the Republicans do have superdelegates. They're not called superdelegates. I would like to sit here and blame the Democrats that they have this squeaky wheel that they can do whatever they want when it comes to convention time. Republicans have it too. They're just not called superdelegates. They could, at convention, oust Trump. They could. It is the Republican Party. It could. I don't know how that would sit with the party.
You would have a national revolt.
Yeah, where the Democrats don't think twice about it.
If that happened, even I would sit home. And I'm not saying that somehow Trump is the Superman and super wonderful. I'm just saying I'm tired of dirty dealing politics. And if the Republicans go to that extent to beat this guy, I'm done with the Republican Party.
515-244-0077. That's the number. I want to hear your voice. Let's go to the phone and talk to Trucker Sean. Sean, you're live in Maxwell. How you doing, cowboy?
I'm doing spectacular. How you doing, J. Michael McCoy?
Good, buddy. Glad to hear from you.
If you don't think that Hillary Clinton would do anything to become the president of the United States, you're nuts. Because you said this 7-8 years ago. She needed to become a mother, and then that's her two goals. She needs to become a mother, and then she needs to be the president of the United States.
Yeah.
If you don't think that the Republicans and the Democrats just want some puppet in the White House, you're $11 trillion short of the truth.
Yeah, right.
They're both in cahoots.
But now, Sean, here's the question. Is the establishment on the Republican side afraid that they won't be in control if Donald Trump is the president?
Can I just sit there? God, yes.
Yeah.
That is the truth. They are terrified that he won't play ball the way they want them to.
Yeah, yeah.
They would much rather play ball with Hillary than they ever would anybody else.
See, that's. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you calling, man. Thanks for being here.
Have a good day.
Yep, you too. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that the establishment Republicans would rather take a chance on Hillary. Look how our Republicans have played with Obama. You'd think they were on the same team. So why not? You guys do this now for 8 years.
But you got to remember something. Their majorities are because of the ticked off voters called the Tea Party that helped put them in the majority. Mitch McConnell wouldn't be leadership of the Senate, and Paul Ryan wouldn't be leader of the House if it wasn't for the wave election that turned House seats that hadn't been turned for years and Senate seats that gave them the control, the governor's control. And not only that, there's 99 House seats across America because Nebraska only has one. They have a uni-house or whatever, but there's 99.
Unicameral.
Yeah, unicameral. There was over 600 seats that was changed in the 10 election because of Tea Party.
Yeah, Bob, you've got a text?
I just have the article. I found it.
Oh, you have the article. All right. I don't need it now, but thank you very much. We're going to change subjects. So that's it. Let's watch the debate tonight. The question is, will this come up in the debate? I have to believe it will. I don't think it was any accident that Mitt Romney's speech was the day of the Republican debate and after Super Tuesday. Actually, I think it should probably have been before Super Tuesday, but it was what it was. All right. Next topic coming up in 3 minutes. Do you think that underage females should be allowed to have birth control pills without seeing a doctor? They're voting on it right now in the Iowa Senate. It may be the law. We'll talk about it next on The Truth.
Northern Lights Pizza's amazing garlic butter makes amazing breadsticks. Now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. I'm Brian Leach, owner of Service Legends, and my position is Chief Talent Officer. I'm Nicholas Wonderscheid.
I am Bernie Hobbs,
And I'm the service manager.
Marketing Director and Client Relations Manager.
Everything that we do is about ensuring that we exceed your expectations.
Our clients are important to us. 100% satisfaction.
We're not just focused on heating and cooling. That's the easiest part of our job, actually, is fixing furnaces and air conditioners.
Everyone that we come in touch with, we want to improve lives.
Bottom line is, we've got our installation guarantees, 25% energy savings guarantee, comfort guarantee, temperature selection guarantee, property protection guarantee.
100% satisfaction guaranteed. Fixed rate or it's free.
All of those guarantees are backed up with a 100% money back guarantee to hold ourselves accountable to making sure that you get what you're after.
Just fixing the problem today. If they have another problem 5 days down the road, it's still fixed rate or it's free.
We use what's called straightforward pricing. Our technicians are going to give you an exact to-the-penny price on what it's going to take before they move forward with any repair. That way you know what to expect.
It's the same price every day.
No surprises.
If you get off work at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you come home, you realize that, oh, my furnace is broken. Now you need to call somebody out that night. You shouldn't have to pay more for that.
We're guaranteeing service 24/7.
We run afternoons, evenings, nights, weekends. We're staffed to work that.
Phone rings at 3 in the morning. You'll get one of our representatives answering the phone every time.
We're not sending you out to Timbuktu in some call center. It's our Service Legend team members, our mission control team.
I'll take a call anytime.
And then they answer the phones the same way during the day as they do at night.
It's a great day at your service company. How can we make you smile?
That's the only way to provide true 24-hour service.
When you're able to let somebody actually live in their home safely when they weren't able to do that before, where they don't have to stay up at night and worry about, is the heat going to come back on? Are we going to freeze the pipes? Is the baby in the room next door going to be sick because they got too cold? When you're able to help somebody overcome challenges like that, that's impacting a life. That makes a difference. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
I love the team. I love the people that I work with.
We have fun, but we work hard.
I call them my ambassadors of legendary service. If you could just envision what that is, that's who we're sending to your home.
They literally will call in, pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I want to talk to your manager. And I get on the phone, they're like, that technician that was at my house was the greatest technician ever. That's cool to me.
We want to brighten people's days.
Every person that we have going into the house has gone through an extensive background check.
Drug testing, we have a very thorough interview process that 1 out of 140 people make it through.
If we promise you something, that's what you're going to get, no matter what.
We're here when you need us to protect the safety and comfort of your family.
If you're not happy, we're going to make it right.
If we're willing to put 100% money back guarantee on what we do, what type of work do you think we do?
Give us a call. We're there for you 24/7, 365 days a year.
Enough said.
All right, 4:38, 22 minutes before the top of the hour. Top of the hour, Salem Radio Network News. And then Ask Hank. Hank, the Bible Answer Man. 1-888-ASK Hank. He'll be on the radio. All right. Why? Bob, does it seem this year that the Iowa legislature is really dealing with insignificant, unessential bills up front?
Well, it's a matter of what people think and what they want. And it's a matter of where they want to be and how they want to please the people that they supposedly represent.
See, I'm as disappointed with the Iowa legislature this year.
Just this year?
What? Not
more so than other years?
More so than other years.
Okay.
Especially on that personhood bill. That really disturbs me, where we get that to a committee, and there are 3 committee members, 2 Republican and 1 Democrat, and it fails to move on.
Yeah.
Boy, we got to remember that when it comes to election time.
Do you think it has anything to do with the slim majority that's keeping Grandstall in power? And they've come close to really winning that the last couple of elections.
Well, Grandstall needs to be kicked out anyway.
And maybe they're trying to get all this accomplished before they lose the next election.
That could be. All right, Dateline, Des Moines, Iowa. Iowa pharmacists could prescribe and dispense birth control pills to females of any age under a bill approved on a 26-22 vote Monday by the Iowa Senate. Senate File 2222 was sent to the Republican-controlled Iowa House, where it likely faces an uphill battle. However, Senator Janet Peterson from Des Moines said the measure would allow the pills to be dispensed without a doctor's prescription. The bill is supported by the Iowa Academy of Family Physicians. I don't know who that is. The Iowa Osteopathic Medical Association. I don't know who that is. But is opposed by the Iowa Medical Society. I know who that is. That's where all the doctors are. These other societies are just... I'm not saying they're not important. I would never take any credo away from a society, even the ones I don't agree with. They are a society. They have formed. They have made the change. They have gotten their not-for-profit. They've done what they need to do. But the doctors obviously are not against this. Now, Amy Sinclair, a Republican from Allerton, noted many potential side effects of oral contraceptives, such as increased risk for breast cancer and liver cancer, abdominal pain, and other problems. I have real reservations about turning over what is such a weighty healthcare decision to just pharmacists and cutting the doctor out of the decision. Now, Frank, I like what you always say about school nurses. That a child is not allowed, that a school, you say it.
A school nurse isn't allowed to give your adolescent teens an aspirin without parental notification permission. But yet we can have our adolescent teens having abortions and birth control that is known to cause cancer.
Well, and miscarriages. I mean, birth control pill. You know, one of the first things I did when my wife and I got married, we were not going to have any more children. We had 2 and 2. And one of the first things I did was I got a
vasectomy.
Yes, because I did not want my wife to be putting these crap in her body all the time just so she wouldn't get pregnant. And I hope, she's always said that's one of the nicest gifts I've ever given to her. Birth control pills are not something you want the woman you love to be on for a length of time that is not necessary. And, you know, if you're afraid that you might get divorced and you might want children later, or if she dies, you might want children with somebody else, then go put them in a bank. You know, go to a sperm bank. Have them freeze them. They're good forever and ever. But for heaven's sakes, women should not be on birth control any longer than they have to.
And it's well known that promiscuity among young girls leads to cervical cancer. So it's like a recipe for disaster. And just keep, there's an old saying, stop digging at some point. I mean, when you're getting buried in the hole, stop digging.
But can you imagine a 15-year-old daughter? My 15-year-old daughter goes to the Hy-Vee pharmacy and says, I want some birth control pills. And the pharmacist goes, oh, sure, they're right out there on the rack next to the cough drops. Go ahead. Now, I know they're not going to be I know they're not going to be out there on the rack. They're going to have to get them from a pharmacist. But there's no, what do I want to say? There's no qualifications. There's no nothing. Oh, you're a female? Okay, I'll give you birth control pills. And what pharmacist wants that responsibility? If I'm a pharmacist, I don't want to have the responsibility of giving a young woman a medicine that is as potentially dangerous as birth control pills. But why would the Democrats want this? Why would anyone want this? Frank, put your tinfoil hat on. What's the reasoning behind this?
Votes. And Satan is, I think, the master. I mean, I'm going to say this. I think Satan's the master of the Democratic Party.
Well, I would not disagree with you. Remember, this is the party that tried to pull God out of their platform 3 times at the last convention.
Abortion, gay marriage, etc. I think Satan is the puppet master of the Democratic Party.
Now, Jeb, you're new with us today, and we appreciate you being here. And I also know that you are Catholic. So if you haven't heard me say this before, I'm going to say this, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but you may hear it that way, and I really don't mean it that way. But I say on the radio, I don't know how you can be Catholic and Christian. Or no, how you can be...
Catholic and support abortion.
Well, Catholic and a Democrat. No, yeah. Catholic and a Republican at the same time. Is that not right?
How you can be a Democrat and a Christian, or a Democrat
and a Christian. That's what I've said.
Yeah, you make a good point there, Mac. Realistically speaking, the only issues that the Democratic Party deals with that would involve the Catholic mindset would be social issues, such as helping out the poor and doing things in those natures. But like you said, this is appalling. Offering birth control to adolescents without the parents' consent, it's appalling. But
now,
that being said,
they can already get them at Planned Parenthood.
Yes, they can.
Same way. Just walk in and get them.
Yes. But the other thing we have to consider is there's already birth control pills on the shelves of our pharmacies. Plan B, morning after pill.
Oh, I never thought about that. They are. That's over the counter, isn't it?
Yes. And you can just go in there, pick it up, take it over to your cashier and pay for it.
Okay, I want to ask you a question, and you don't have to answer this, but we don't have time to go off air and ask me and then come back. You're a senior in college. Yes. Do you see a lot of Plan B pills being taken, or are you aware that they're taken?
They are being taken. And the other thing I would suggest, or just say, the girls there, they're taking birth control. It's normal. It's accepted as a normality in our society.
Yeah.
It almost like a requirement nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. I can remember, and I'm embarrassed now, but when I was 16, my girlfriend, her dad was a pharmacist, so she couldn't go anywhere. I don't even know. Did we have Planned Parenthood in 1975? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Did we? Okay. Yeah. Well, that wasn't around in rural Nebraska. And one of the hardest things she ever had to do was go to her dad and get birth control pills, because that was the only place she was going to be able to get them. There's no other pharmacy in that community. And of course, her father, I don't know if he was right or wrong, but he gave them to her. I hope he thinks he was right, because the strapping, young, ignorant, stupid, self-centered boy I was at that time, I was going to be doing what I was doing anyway, so I'm glad he gave it to her. But when she would tell people at school that she was on birth control, she stopped doing that because she got a terrible reputation as a young lady who was not
promiscuous.
Yeah,
that's
she
right.
was promiscuous.
A few years ago.
And now that's not the case at all.
Yeah, like you said.
Probably now if you're not on them, you're considered dumb or something.
That would be the minority, I would suggest.
Yeah. All right, last break. We're coming back. What do you think about this? Love to hear your thoughts. 244-0077, live here on The Truth.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Rockton Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for the opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens. Rock on. This is Pat McManus for Rockton Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
Northern Lights Pizza, your home of the tasty crust. Our garlic butter sauce now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Ten minutes for the top of the hour, 4:50 on the third day of March. J. Michael McCoy right here in the middle of Mac's World. We do it every day, 3 to 6 or 3 to 5. Really appreciate you taking the time to listen. If you have just found this new radio station, we are a conservative teaching and talk station, and we have a biblical worldview, and that's very important for you to know. Doesn't matter whether you know that if you listen or not, but you're going to hear the name of, are you ready? Don't fall apart, Jesus, a lot. And if you're a liberal, I know you don't like that name. It makes your skin crawl. You think it never should be said. It makes you angry because deep, deep, deep inside, you know you're wrong in not following him. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you. Maybe you've already turned off the radio, so you're not even hearing what I said, but I know that's true. I know you seek your creator. I know somewhere inside you know you have a creator, and you know that creator came to earth and died for our sins and gave us the free gift of salvation, by the way, in which you can only turn down. God will not send you to hell. You know that, don't you? You will send yourself to hell. You will spend eternity without the company and the guidance and the love and comfort of your creator. You do that by saying, God, I don't want to have anything to do with you. If you outwardly say there is no God and there is no Jesus, I forgive you. But you know who else forgives you? God does. Yeah. He forgives you. So in the darkness, in the night, just reach out to him. If you don't want to say it out loud, it's okay. If you don't want to go to church, it's okay. But make that connection with your creator. I have friends who never got a second chance to do that. I had a buddy, Jan Post, died of a heart attack at Grandview Golf last Saturday. Going to his funeral tomorrow. I told Jan about Jesus so many times. And every once in a while he'd look at me and he'd say, I've still got time. I'm considering it. I've still got time. He ran out of time last Saturday. Tomorrow I'm going to his funeral. Don't let that be you. Okay? If you want to talk about it, I'll come to wherever you are and we'll just sit and talk. But remember, believing in your Creator and Jesus is about love and forgiveness. It's not about whether you swear or whether you drink or whether you do whatever you do. The only thing you can't do is deny your Creator. Everything else you can be forgiven for. So think about it. 515-244-0077. Let's go to the phone. And I think, is it Vaisha? Is that your name, Vaisha?
Yes, it is.
How are you today? Welcome to Mac's World.
Oh, thank you. How are you?
What do you have to think about today, young lady?
So I'm a medical assistant, and since I've seen kids come in, like girls 13 to 18, they're getting birth control without parent consent.
Wow.
But your reproductive system, and since it's against HIPAA, the parents don't have to know about it.
Right. Right.
So then, Planned Parenthood, you can go in, but you have to be seen by a doctor because you get your birth control. So they're not just handing it out, like you said.
So it's already so easy to get, it's not even funny.
Well, yeah, like, girls can have abortions at age 13, and parents don't know about it. So it's been HIPAA, which I think is totally wrong. I think it'd be like at least 18 to get it.
Well, Vaisha, I appreciate you calling, and thank you for sharing. And you sound like a young lady, and so what you just said is very valuable to our audience, and I appreciate it. And Vaisha, you call anytime. 515-244-0077, or the Truth Talk text line from Service Legends, 515-809-0993. What Vaisha was talking about. I like that name. I would have pronounced it Visha, because I think it's spelled the same. But Vaisha, what a beautiful name.
That would get confused with the circumstances that used to happen in Ames.
Yeah, but Vaisha, what a beautiful name. Well, there's a bill that got passed today by the Iowa House, 2622. Now, it's got to go to the Republican-controlled Iowa House now, but the Democrats passed it, 2622, that your daughter, your granddaughter, your great-granddaughter, or you can go to the pharmacist anywhere Do you even have to show your driver's license? Do you even have to show who you are?
I don't know, but did that have some Republican support?
Well, it would have had to because it passed 26-22.
Because I thought the Democrats only had about one majority.
Yeah, no, there was Republican support here.
Well, good job, Republicans.
Iowa pharmacists could prescribe and dispense birth controls to females of any age. Any age. Hi, I'm 10, and I want birth control. Okay, here you go. Hi, I'm 8, and my boyfriend, Biff, he's 9, and I really respect older men because my daddy left a long time ago, so I'm secretly looking for a father image in my life, and Biff is just the bomb. He wants me on birth control, so can you give it to me? Guess what the Iowa House wants the answer to be? Yes, little girl. Absolutely, little girl. And again, do they even have to give an ID? I mean, as you said, Jeb, you can buy the morning after pill over the counter with no ID. So if you can buy after the morning after pill, which is just like birth control, that's terrible.
What would you say Satan's number one job is on this earth?
Corrupt.
Well, to cause people to die unsaved.
Yeah, be sinful.
Be sinful and die unsaved in the process. So do we need adolescent youth out there having sex, promiscuous sex, the dangers of sex that they know when they're promoting these birth control pills, they die of some deadly disease and they die unsaved? And you're going to tell me that Satan is the Democratic Party's puppet master?
Yeah. Well, but here's the other side, guys, and we're going to run out of time here. So would you rather allow women, girls, to have free birth, or not free, but untethered birth control, and then close down Planned Parenthood because we won't need abortions anymore? I mean, if we're Republicans and we're conservative, what do we think about that? We've got one more phone call. We're going to try to sneak in here. Hi, you're live in Max World. Who's this?
This is Elaine.
Hi, Elaine. How are you?
Just fine.
What are you thinking today, Elaine?
Well, I'm thinking about this birth control issue. You're just talking about the little 10-year-old that might go into the pharmacy. Okay, so are they not even asking the little girl, who do you plan on having sex with?
Yeah.
Is it your dad? Is it your uncle? Or perhaps the neighbor guy next door? Or do they even care?
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah, that's a good point. She's got a great point. This could be a road to incest or child abuse. Thank you very much for calling. I wanted to get your call in at the end of the show. Thank you for being here today. Tomorrow, Spencer Karoff from First Church of the Open Bible will be here, and we'll be talking about Jesus. What a better subject than either Donald Trump or birth control, huh? I agree. Now, tonight, will you do me a favor, please? Maybe I've earned your trust for you to do this. Take that resentment you have against someone that's been burning you up alive like a fever in the middle of the jungle and forgive them. Because as you forgive, you will be forgiven. I'll see you at Hope.